You send out a pulse of light, clean, focused, full of momentum. And then, silence. It fades. Not because you were weak. Not because you didn't try hard enough, but because the space around you changed while you weren't looking. Stretched itself then, pulled your effort into distance. And what once felt bright and directed now feels like it never even happened. That's what ADHD feels like sometimes. You start the day with a plan, a goal, maybe even excitement, and then hours vanish. Motivation thins out, your energy fades like a signal traveling too far through too much. Until you're left wondering, where did it go? Where did I go? What if the energy isn't lost? What if it's physics? You've been told that if you rest, you should feel restored. That if you plan, you should stay on track. That energy follows intention, but that's only true in a stable system. In reality, especially in an ADHD brain, the system shifts constantly. Focus that worked yesterday collapses today. Motivation fades before it finishes forming, and it's not because you're broken. It's because your brain, like the universe, doesn't hold perfect symmetry across time. That changes everything. You plan it, you really did. But then, gravity shifted. You woke up in a different universe than the one you made that plan in. That's ADHD. It's not laziness. It's the physics of a brain where time and effort don't stay in sync. Some days you push and nothing moves. Other days, one spark becomes a supernova. The system is alive, but it doesn't follow classical rules. You're not the failure. The model is. Focus doesn't always arrive when summoned. Energy doesn't always obey your logic, but that doesn't mean it's gone. It's just traveling farther than you can track. Like light stretched across space, your effort is real. Even when it fades, they told you to just try harder, to make a plan. Stick to it, stay consistent, but they never told you what to do when the ground itself moves. Your mind doesn't malfunction. It adapts, constantly, to invisible forces. To shifting gravity, to timelines that stretch and snap. This isn't weakness. This is physics. Energy doesn't vanish. It changes form. It travels in curves, not straight lines. And when your fire burns out fast, it doesn't mean you failed. It means you burned in a wind they couldn't feel. Your patterns aren't broken. They're built for different laws. There's a moment, maybe you felt it, when you know something shifted, but you can't explain it. You just lost the thread. Not because you gave up. Because the universe stretched under your feet. The plan you made doesn't match the day you're in. And by the time you realize it, the energy's already fading. But here's the truth. The shift isn't your fault, but the story you tell yourself after it might be. That's what we need to stop. Not the tiredness. Not the wandering, the shame. Because if we keep chasing momentum like it's a moral test, we'll keep losing it in the same way again and again. You're not behind. You're inside a system that bends. If this is hitting something in you, don't rush past it. Pause, breathe, drop a comment, not for me, but for future you who needs to remember this moment happened. You weren't made to perform under someone else's gravity. Your fire didn't fail. It adapted to wind. This isn't burnout. It's red-shifted brilliance.